president of the today's program, Justice C.V. Ramchandar, today's chief speaker and chief guest, Srimati Ilmi Garu, my good friend, the Pragna Bharati organizer, Sri Dinesh Garu, my friend and colleague in the profession, Mr. Anthony Reddy, seniors who are here to attend this program, in the Pragna Bharati, Sri Hanuman Chaudhary Garu, Sri Nagaraj Garu, Dr. Bhagwantra Garu, Hanif Ali Garu, and Rasif Pasha, and other important people from different walks of life who are present here, members of the bar, ladies and gentlemen. I am just reminded of a small meeting which was organized about 10 years back, 10 or 15 years back in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, where Sri Arun Shauri ji came to speak on Article 44, that is the need of a uniform civil code in the country. I was the president of the Criminal Courts Bar Association then. When Arun Shauri ji got up to speak, some Muslim gentlemen from different political parties, they raised slogans. And I was surprised to see that some ladies clad in burqa, who were sitting the other side, they shouted slogan against those guys, and they almost were on blows together, because they said, no, you are all wrong, you are suppressing Muslim women. That was the reaction on that day I have seen. And after that, now I am seeing the debate in the country going on. It has surprised. Many newspapers have reported on that day what has happened there. Of course, ultimately, those people were pushed out, and the meeting went off very well. A very largely attended meeting, and even today it is largely attended meeting. The issue is that it is not the question of the interference in someone's religion. It is not the question of speaking ill about anyone's religion. It is a question of basic human rights and right of a woman. That is what is involved in triple talaq debate. That we have to see. Because we have seen, even in Hindu religion or in the Christian religion, the reforms were needed. From time to time, the Hindu society had been changing itself, right from sati, divorce, so many other issues came up in the society, before the Hindu society. We have changed and tuned ourselves to lead a dignified and a dignified life, changing to the tunes of society. And therefore, change is law of life, and change has to be accepted when society changes, because we are living in a dynamic society. So a religion scriptures which cannot be or religious guidelines cannot be a very firm or very so dogmatic or so firm that you need not be amending it. We need to have changes in our society, in our social life, in ritual life, everything. And therefore, when the Hindu Marriage Act was introduced by the Parliament, then definitely there was, when we go through the debates in those days, there was opposition for Hindu Marriage Act also. So therefore, then the world said that Hindu Marriage Act is the world's most progressive marital act. And Hindu Marriage Act today, even today, hundreds of women take shelter under Hindu Marriage Act. Similarly, in the Christian Marriage Act also, in the Indian Divorce Act, before the NDA government the first time came, the divorce condition in the Indian Divorce Act at that time was, for any Christian woman, if they wanted a divorce, adultery was one of the major ground, and without adultery ground, the divorce could not have been granted. But when Arun Jaitley ji was the law minister then, there was an amendment in the Parliament, and there was uproar from the Christian community also. The conservatives in the Christian communities came forward. They said, no change, no amendment in the Indian Divorce Act. But there was a change in there. And women in Christian community welcomed that particular amendment. So therefore, the basic laws which affect the women have to be need to be examined, and their rights has to be protected. Now in this case, when Shabana's case came in the fore, at that time the maintenance issue was there. And then maintenance issue came, then the Parliament, it was amended, Muslim Women Protection Act, and then for the iddat period only the maintenance is given, and several other amendments have come up. So there, when the court said that Shabano has to be given justice, there should be uniform civil code. And when we talk of the uniform civil code, then people say you are politically using this subject, and it is a political issue, you are making it a political issue. Because I am a political man, so I have to speak on this aspect. But definitely, when we think of right manner, that who is being affected because of this? Uniform civil code is a intent of our constitution. Our constitution has certain structure, and that structure has been based on certain intention of the constitution. We have a constitutional intention, and that constitutional intention at that time, when the framers of the constitution were thinking and writing that, when debates were made, uniform civil code was the need of that particular day, and it was introduced and inducted in the Constitution of India, and therefore we abide by the Constitution of India, and what is there in the Constitution, we abide by it, we stand by it. And when we speak of the Constitution, because Constitution is the only religion for our country, we may have personally many religions, but when it comes to Constitution, it has to be respected by all religion, that has to be taken care of. So therefore, friends, now other case has come up in the fore, which has raked up a debate on triple talaq. 1 lakh women has signed a memorandum presented to Prime Minister Modi ji to abolish this triple talaq. Now I have many Muslim friends, and when I speak to them with regard to the legality or the religious sanctity to the triple talaq, whether it is there in Quran, whether it is there in Shariat, they say no, it is not there. In 1936 Act of the All India Muslim Personal Board Act, that also has given triple talaq, that provision. Perhaps that was not the intention of the particular act, to see that you pronounce triple talaq and then you get talaq. And it was argued in the court by the Muslim Personal Board Law advocate that in the Hindu Marriage Act, the divorce petitions are fought for nearly 16 years. But here, the woman is getting talaq, instant talaq, he said. I remember a case where in those days in Delhi High Court, in the Hindu Marriage Act of 13B of a mutual consent divorce, there where the Delhi High Court said instant divorce can be given without waiting for the mandatory period of separation of 1 year, and also the statute mandatory period of waiting for 6 months after the presentation of the petition. Then Supreme Court said, no, the intent of the Hindu Marriage Act was that the 1 year separation is necessary, 6 months of the period of waiting is there, because in this 6 months period, change of heart may take place, and they may again unite. After all, it is the advocate's social responsibility that when people come for divorce, we must first see that there is some reconciliation and settle the matter first. And if at all it is irreconcilable, and if they can't live together, then the divorce is the last step when any advocate will advise to their clients. But friends, in this case, if it is an instant divorce of talaq, and then I remember B.R. Chopra, he made a movie called Nikah, and the shooting was held in my college at that time when I was studying MA Political Science in Osmania University Arts College. The song which was Kasak, a very good song by Salma Agha, was the student there, and Raj Baba sing that particular song. But that film was shot in Arts College when I was a student. And then B.R. Chopra, in those days, he promised to give 50,000 rupees for using that Arts College, but he never paid. That's a different thing. Yeah, that was in 82 or 83, when the movie Nikah. And that was that Nikah, actually, the original title of Nikah was Talaq. And because some Muslim organizations raised the objection, the name of the movie was changed to Nikah. Because again, talaq means if the husband asks the wife that let us go to film talaq, then talaq will happen there. So easy. It is not so easy to make. Marriages are made in heaven. And marriages are made not to be broken in so simple manner. There are certain grounds in either in Hindu Marriage Act, either in Shariat or Quran, either in Indian Divorce Act or in Parsis Marriage Act. There are certain grounds for which divorce can be taken. Now the divorce by man in a particular community, if they say talaq, 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 okay, you have some issues with your wife, you are taken talaq. But what about the woman if she wants divorce? On the ground of the impotency of the husband or on the ground of the immoral conduct of her husband, then she has to go for kula, go to court, again go to the court for 16 long years, like as Kapil Sibal argued before the Honorable Supreme Court, that Hindu Marriage Act, you have to go 16 years. Then where the Muslim woman go to the court, and whether she will not go to court for 16 years and take justice from the court, when she will get? So therefore, these are not the question of religious interference. It is not the question of the religious interference by the courts or by any political party. It is the question of the human rights, it is the question of the woman right, for which the society has to think. Where when we speak of the sama dharma, sama bhav, then the woman in Hindu religion has a different justice. Women in a Christian religion has different justice, and women in a Muslim religion have a different justice system, where she is not even getting justice, where she doesn't even know. I am very much surprised to say that we have to change our mindset. See, the Muslim community countries, the Muslim countries are there around the world. Around in India is the largest Muslim country, Muslim populated country in the world. We have Pakistan, our neighbor, which is a Muslim country. There are so many Muslim countries in the world which don't practice this triple talaq at all. And our neighbor Pakistan doesn't practice it. When our neighbor Pakistan doesn't practice it, then why should India practice it, and why should Indian Muslim women not be given justice? That is what the question is now arising. Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Turkey, Cyprus, Syria, Jordan, Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, Iran, Iraq, Malaysia, Brunei, UAE, Indonesia, Iraq. All these are Muslim dominated except Sri Lanka. These are all Islamic countries, Muslim countries. And there you don't have triple talaq at all. And there you don't have even a polygamy as easy, as free as in India. And we have so much of hue and cry when some political party raises this particular issue as a human right issue, as a real right, as an issue relating to a woman, it becomes political. It becomes so political that I'm very sorry to comment this statement before the Justice C.V. Ramanuji, but he is not a political affiliated. But I only say that our country has been so much politicized by earlier rulers, that every issue has been so much politicized, and it has been thought only on vote bank politics and only to abase particular certain community only for the sake of vote. But for the first time I have seen in the Uttar Pradesh election that Muslim women have come out of their hold from other religious leaders, and they have voted independently from their husbands. That is what the greatness is there. So therefore, we are not here to discuss the religious issue, or we are not here to criticize the religious system. We are not here to criticize the religious rituals. Our religious Quran has to be accepted. It has to be respected by the Muslims, and we also respect it. In a similar way, as Hindus have changed themselves, tuned themselves to the changing society, it is the duty of the Muslim clergy, Muslim ulemas also to say that yes, our women, our people, they also have to change. The madrasas has to also be modernized so that the young people coming from the madrasas will have a modern thinking in them. The world is changing, as just now in the presidential remark, Justice C.V. Ramanuji said, the world has become a global village. The inter-caste marriages are going on, inter-religious marriages are going on, and so many things are changes are coming up. We have to change ourselves. And we are standing at the threshold of change. India is now becoming a #1 country in the world, and we have to change the society. We should not be so radical in our thinking as far as religion is concerned. Once we think this, I am sure that typical talaq has this subject. If the Muslim law board and their ulemas, they take it in the right sense, and then if they do so, I am sure that those youngsters who are now being attracted to the terrorist activities also, that also change will come in many of the Muslim boys and girls who have been attracted to the radicalism in the Islam. So therefore, majority of the Muslims doesn't want terrorism. Quran is against terror. And same way, the Quran is against also harassing women. So therefore, these are the two things which the Islam has not been understood by the people. Islam has been always misinterpreted in India. But whereas the Islamic countries in the world, they have changed themselves. But our people are not ready to change because of the political interference. So therefore, when the political interference is spoiling the system, the judicial interference comes. And when the judiciary says that constitution has to be implemented, it cannot be a judicial interference in religion. It is not at all interference. It is nothing but a guidance and directing the government to see that what is given in the written in the constitution has to be implemented, and that is what is happening today. So therefore, I request I am very happy that many Muslim women, many Muslim advocates, many Muslim friends have come from many different walks of life, from different people. So don't think it as an attack on a religion or attack on a religious scriptures. It has to be taken in right earnest. It has to be taken in a different sense, and you have to educate the people, and that is what our responsibility is. So therefore, I am very happy because I am only as a guest of honor. I was not supposed to speak much because Bala Subramaniam Kamarsi was also supposed to come, and Mr. Arif Mohammadi also was supposed to come. So I have used their time also standing before you. Thank you very much for this. Thank you.